I think it's fair to say that Phase 3 has definitely kicked off with a huge bang followed by a great big wallop. Captain America Civil War, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, starring Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner, Chadwick Boseman, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Rudd, Tom Holland, William Hurt, and Paul Bettany. So Captain America is set after the events of the underwhelming Avengers Age of Ultron, where we see that a lot of the actions that the Avengers have taken don't exactly bode well with the government, so therefore they want to try and put something in place, but not everybody agrees with this. So after a very interesting prologue, we see the new Avengers team becoming a very tight unit, and right away the practical effects are so well utilised. Now, despite this movie featuring the Avengers, it is definitely Captain America's story being told here. But unfortunately, the villain we see here is the weakest I've seen since Thor the Dark World, and ultimately comes across as a very wasted character. But despite that, the action and humour go very well hand in hand here. We're then reintroduced to Tony Stark in the most interesting of ways, and we see he is really struggling after the events of Age of Ultron. Vision has probably the second best introduction in this movie, and it's great to see William Hurt back as Thunderbolt Ross as well. And as we see him show the Avengers the consequences of their actions, Tony ultimately does agree with what it is that he wants to put in place. We're then introduced to a very modern take on Black Panther, and it's after this that you really start to feel the emotional tug of this movie. And it's here that we start to see just how the Civil War is going to be built up. As we do get our first look at Black Panther and we're reintroduced to Bucky Barnes, it's here where the action really begins to intensify. We also see some great chemistry building between Scarlet Witch and Vision, as Steve and Tony both weigh the options and are faced with some very tough choices. And as we see Bucky beginning to put the pieces together, we see him really have to face up to what it is that he's done. And I'm just gonna say this now, within 2 minutes of being introduced to Tom Holland's portrayal of Peter Parker, he really does nail this, more so than any other live action portrayal, and it's so refreshing to actually see a teenager play this role. And not only is he great as Peter Parker, but he's also just perfect as Spider-Man, and I for one really can't wait to see him in his own solo movie. It's so great to see both Hawkeye and Ant-Man return as well. And when the big sequence takes place at the airport, it really does become the best action scene I've ever personally seen in a Marvel movie. But as this movie approaches its climax, we see two very good friends turn on each other, and it becomes a very personal battle. So in conclusion, I have to say the Russo brothers have really delivered us the best Marvel movie since the first Avengers, as despite its runtime, it's very well paced, has fantastic character development, and also delivers a great personal story while having some great action sequences. So my final verdict is nothing else but a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching this, guys, as always. Now it's over to you, so feel free to comment below and tell me what your thoughts are on Captain America Civil War, and hopefully coming at some point this week, later on this weekend, which will probably be Sunday, I will be posting my full spoiler talk and discussion video, so look out for that. And as always, guys, if you are new to my channel, feel free to click here to see more and subscribe, as I do make new videos as often as I can. And as always, guys, I shall see you all on the next one, and take care.